where you can train paramedics, so they can be tested and trained in emergency situations. So, for example, if it's a terror attack or like after terror attack, or if there is a person with a heart condition or something like that. So this paramedic would enter the scene and do something to interact with this patient. In this case, Moshe is the patient, and he's got some heart condition, and he's got some seizures and, well, whatnot. And yeah, our problem was, okay, how do you interact with him? So, because it's simulation, so it has to be close to reality somehow. So in the end, when we signed the project, we still didn't know how it's going to work. And only after we started working, we started to come up with some solutions, and we ended up at the usage of, simulating human being. So basically, that's the perfect thing. And it turned out it's not that difficult to implement it right now, at least at proof of concept level. Because, yeah, so basically we use voice recognition, we use some basic artificial intelligence for dialogues, and text-to-speech, which is basically Windows-based SAAP, embedded in Windows, let's say. So it's not something unique. So we made this mashup in like 5 hours, but again, we spent more time tuning it, so it started to work more coherent. I hope it's going to work today. It didn't work yesterday on iPhone because, yeah, the problem that we use internet for artificial intelligence, so it's in the cloud, and speech recognition is also in the cloud. So there is some significant latency, like, I don't know, like 2 seconds. So you ask a question, and it has to go twice to internet. So yeah, but again, it's clear that we can implement it locally after some time. Another problem was with HTC Vive microphone, because somehow it's it's not loud, and you can't really push it too much. We're working on that as well, so yeah, sometimes Moshe doesn't hear you, so don't judge him too much, please.
Maybe shy.
Yeah. Okay, so characters in VR. I think I already discussed that somehow. What we implemented, so important was that he has to talk, he has to open his mouth, and we tried a couple of solutions. There are solutions that you can record face expression, but it's not cool enough. I mean, it has to be real time, because otherwise we have to do this significant work and record all possible answers. It's not cool, basically. And also it's too much work. So we took other direction, and now we have this lip syncing, which could be better as well, but again, it's proof of concept. In next iteration it's going to be better, but now it just has like 4 or 5 mouse expressions, and it can analyze the sound and open mouse accordingly. In next iteration it's probably going to be tuned for each language, and yeah, I hope it's going to be really cool. Again, I learned while working with my colleagues about things called blend shapes, which can, make a possibility for you to change. Like, if you think about that was really interesting to think about. How you could see. My colleagues doing like this all the time, or doing something like that, because they try to understand what's changing when they move something, or looking in the mirror and trying to figure out, okay, when I'm smile, how many blend shapes I need to make, and it turned out it's super difficult. So, yeah, for now we have some basic blend shapes. We're gonna add more. Hopefully, we can reuse them in some, in future projects. Another problem that we faced is the interaction with the character. So you need to, for example, you want to measure the heart rate of the person. You need to grab it by the hand and touch it. At the same time, this person should move. So there is animation, some kind of animation. So you have to blend it together. And yeah, it turned out to be also difficult. So we use inverse kinematic for that. And it solved somehow some problems, but still it's work in progress. Hopefully we can No, not hopefully. We're gonna fix it. It's just gonna take some time. But now, yeah, you can grab person like Moshe by the hand, and he's gonna move next to you, through keeping all body, coherent. And then now we're working on CPR, so you can actually perform what you call it, CPR on heart and mouth to mouth. So it's next stage, mouth to mouth. Yeah, so that's the challenging part. Anyway. Next part, the speech recognition, it turned out to be really simple now because you have Google speech recognition in the cloud. It recognizes like 160 languages, including Hebrew, that we needed to implement. And yeah, we also implemented Japanese we had a presentation for a Japanese guy, and we trained model in Japanese like in 2 hours, 1 hour. Problem was to copy-paste Japanese phrases. Well, actually, Hebrew is more difficult because it's the other way around, so copy-paste in Windows doesn't work that well with that. Well, that's what we have. But yes, speech recognition is simple. However, we need to think about finding some solution for which is going to work on the computer locally, so we don't have to go to the internet, so we minimize the latency. Sorry. Then, next thing is artificial intelligence. Again, it turned out to be simple. In this case, for proof of concept, we found this service called API AI, which allows to train models, pretty complicated actually, and it's really easy to integrate it with Unity. So that was pretty cool. It can extract entities from what you speak, so you can talk on different subjects like I don't know, meetings, appointments, or shopping, or anything pretty much. And it can extract your name, or your position, or what you want to do, or what your intentions. And yeah, so we can train it, and then actually we can even change those models in runtime. So as you speak, maybe we could change this model to another model, which can, like, if you're interested, for example, in shopping, then it could switch to shopping model. Or in our case, it's like patient, and yeah, it could be, yeah, with patient not that much anyway. What it also offers us is that we can have non-linear scenarios implemented with this engine, so we can add some metadata to responses, and it could be, so when person answers, okay, I'm not feeling really well, then Moshe would look sad, and he could actually touch his heart or something, because we can manage that in the engine itself. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, have a look at the API AI. I think you can do a lot of interesting stuff with it. Also, it integrates with Slack, Skype, Facebook, whatnot. Text to speech. That's pretty simple. You have in Windows. Okay, it's not that simple. Because like Hebrew is not implemented in Windows, so I found some open source voice, but only female. So in Hebrew, Moshe sounds female. But we can tune some pitch, but maybe it's going to sound like low female or something. I don't know. But probably we're going to find some solution as well. Basic behaviors. Now Moshe can follow you when you move. I mean, to some extent, so it looks at you, and using inverse kinematic, it can move its spine and body and pelvis next to you, not next to you, at you, precisely. And it's yesterday we tried it on girls at iForum. They were fascinated, like, oh, he's such a nice eyes. He's looking in my eyes, and he follows eyes. It's pretty interesting. That's one of the aspects that I really wanted to highlight. That, as you know, verbal communication is only like minor part of communication that we have. Body language is like 80% of, 70. A lot of communication goes through nonverbal body language, expressions, intonation. So with this character, we planning to focus more on this nonverbal communication, so people can be more, let's say, immersed. Because immersed, like VR in general cool because you feel immersed in this new reality, and I think this kind of characters that would allow you to feel that you speak to a real person without the downsides of real persons. You know, you can shut it down if you want. So that's going to be really cool, and yeah, that's what we have right now. So that's something wrong here. What's that? I think it was what's next here, but yeah, that's what's next. So what we're planning to do is to implement some more complex behaviors, so it can follow you. Imagine a consultant or a presenter you're looking for a new house, and it's a virtual house now, and you have this nice girl, like she's showing you around this place and telling you, okay, look here, look there, it can follow you. It can lead you. Yeah, so that's what I mean with complex behaviors. And again, character can trigger some actions. What I wanted to implement yesterday, but well, we didn't have enough time, is like you say, okay, show me some video on YouTube, and it just opens YouTube screen and you watch it. Or it can open a browser window right next to you, and so you can interact with this browser window. Or it can take you to another scene or anything. So basically, voice-based control of the application that you're in. And sentiment analysis, I know it's not rocket science anymore. I didn't work with it yet, but basically you analyze what person talking, and based on that you can think, okay, is he happy, is he sad, is he annoyed, is he something? So we can integrate an analysis of emotion and tweak the behavior of the character accordingly. And express an emotion that's linked to sentiment analysis. So surprise, confusion, annoyance, everything that makes us human. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can try demo after all this stuff because I need to rewire the HTC Vive and test whether the microphone works. So yeah, so it's not really super production ready yet, but you can try it. So, well, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Yeah, question?
Yeah. Have you tried already Virtual Human Toolkit from University of South California?
No. Probably we're gonna try it.
Actually, yeah, it is very interesting collection of different utilities for making virtual humans. So
okay.
Maybe some of your work already exists there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think it's
and they are
they
even open source. It's SDK, so you can download it and try it by yourself.
Cool, I'll check it out. Yeah. Anyone? Можна українською?
Скільки часу займала розробка базової proof of concept?
Okay, so the question is, how long did it take? So in general, I think I know, like, proof of concept took like 2 days. Plan shapes took how many days? I don't know, 5 days, 7 days.
So you're counting in days.
Yes,
That's impressive.
to understand how to
No,
make
but
it like
like in
something
hours.
like 5 days.
Yeah, I thought it would be months or something.
No, but that's why I'm saying it's not production ready, because we just made it work. We present it to the customer. He's like, okay, that's cool, but it still looks shitty. But then, okay, let's fix it.
Yeah, you'll see after.
Yeah. The thing is that polishing usually takes more time than actually making it work.
But it's working.
Yeah, in total, I think like 2 weeks we already had everything. But again, also we had environments, which is a scanned environment, but that was made before. So yeah, but in total, I think such project would be like 2 months of work. If you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, it's gonna take something like from 2 months to
4 years.
no 3 months, 4 months.
For ages.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Have you implemented the Moscow system to your rig and setup of the character stuff?
Yeah, so it's a final IK package. That's the great engine. It's not that expensive. It's like $90. It actually works with the rig itself, and it uses muscles to manage it. So we do not work with it directly. So we work with final IK. So we use triggers effectors. Effectors, we move them around. And
Control curves, I mean, yeah.
say again? Okay.
Just a technical. I mean, why I'm asking because in first world countries, the main problem and biggest amount of deaths are anyway it's a heart problems. You know?
Yeah.
When you get a heart attack, your musculature shows like facial expressions and so on and so forth. That's why I ask.
Yeah, well, yeah, because we have some animation of seizure. You can look at it, but yeah, he has this seizure with like poker face, so it feels a bit weird. So, but yeah, we're thinking about that as well. I mean, main limitation here we have now is time. So, but yeah, we're thinking about that. So, anyone? More questions? Well, anyway, then yeah, you can find me here anytime. So, and you can ask me privately, and again, we're gonna have demo after the presentations. And yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, let me introduce then my colleague Theodore, I think. Theodore is he's like a magician and wizard, like black hat hacker in 3D. So he works with a lot of things that I don't understand. I know how people feel when they listen to software developers now, because that's exactly how I feel when I listen to Fedor talking to another 3D guy. That's amazing. But he knows everything about 3D. So, well,
Thanks for the introduction.
Yeah.
Hi everybody. So, today I'll be talking not about the 3D in general, but mostly about like not so popular, theme like cultural heritage preservation, because it's my kind of primary day job, I believe. I have an NGO, like the organization, we kind of trying to preserve cultural heritage in digital way. So you see, like the point cloud, this is the basis of kind of digitalization, yes, of some objects like buildings or whatever, like monuments and stuff. So it's a normal way that guys who are using these scanning techniques, they use like lasers, and so they like this, pointer. So it's kind of strikes the surface and then comes back, and it can kind of position these points. And then you have like millions of points. So you have like a image of the building or whatever object you want to scan. So this example is about like training something, sandbox for robots. Like this Skype even robot, they use like SLAM algorithms. So from the video, something gone wrong with my, I think like with my PC. Sorry. So it's like a sandbox for robots. So robots see through the like point clouds in general. It's not working. I think because we have to put like a USB stuff. Lena, who is on duty today? Kirill.
Yeah. What do you? How can I help you?
It's not working. No, it's on a different PC. You need to give me a Sorry for inconvenience. Oh, now it's working. So the 3D scanning is kind of consists of the laser, as I said earlier, and depth sensors. It's okay. It's a funny topic. You'll see. And the photogrammetry. It's the most like the basic stuff, yeah. So laser, we kind of make like pew and get points. Depth sensors is like Tango, Kinect, RealSense, whatever sensor. They working like basically the same way, but different algorithms. Okay. And the photogrammetry is an interesting topic because photogrammetry is evolving, and in early days it was like a stereo, two stereo cameras, and they was kind of set up in a stereo pair, and they making like something like globally, and everybody would say, oh, photogrammetry is shitty because it's globally and it's two cameras. No, the new algorithms like SFM algorithms is a structure from motion, so the software constructs the photo positions of camera and making like interconnections of these photos in one kind of aligned, it's so-called registered cameras, okay? So, and then it kind of putting like the rays through the pixels and can understand then the point is in the space, in 3D space. So, and basically you can get something like point cloud from laser, but from the photos. And if you do it like the cool way and you make some markers and you have cool, nice camera, you know, and you have sharp photos, so you can get even, I don't know, like sub-millimeter precision, you know, like it's mostly like the laser can give you. So it's very, very cool technology, and it's maybe like nearly, you know, inexpensive, like nearly free, because you need only one finger and shoot photos, you know. So, and the point is that laser is kind of, you know, 100K euros or whatever, and it can shoot like the rays, you know, and grasp like those parts, you know. So he has like the dead zone, so you can't go there, you know, and just scan like something over here. And here in your model will be kind of cool, you know, there will be no information. So to make it like the best way, so you have to use UV or something you can hang in the air, you know, and then you can go with the photo camera and go and shoot everything, you know, and then you can combine it. So for such purposes, we even used our dog. We put like a GoPro camera on the dog, and you kind of fetch it quickly, and she gives us, you know, this low-level photogrammetry photos. And as I said, like the laser and the reconstruction is better than it's kind of combined together. Like laser plus photogrammetry is the best. Okay. So and this is
Раніше вважалося, що Київ за княжих часів завершувався ближче до вулиці Сагайдачної. Під час археологічних робіт в рамках реконструкції Поштової площі були відкриті унікальні залишки прибережного міського кварталу середньовічного Києва. Під керівництвом Михайла Сагайдака археологи знайшли фрагменти міської дороги, вкриті нафтового залишки будинків та укріплень аж до 11 століття. Тепер ми знаємо, що на території Поштової площі розміщувався порт, кипіло життя та жвава торгівля. Такі знахідки в світовій практиці стають точками культурного тяжіння для туристичних міст. Ми маємо унікальний для України прецедент, коли можна законсервувати вулицю стародавнього Києва та відкрити її для відвідування такою, якою вона була. Мета цього віртуального туру – збудити вашу уяву і показати потенціал цієї локації для створення унікального інтерактивного музею. Ми зайшли до розкопів з боку церкви і рухаємося уздовж тунелю під площею. Усе, що ви бачите, це результат 3D-сканування методом фотограметрії. Команда Pixelated Realities за допомогою фотоапаратів підняла територію розкопів і перетворила її на 3D-модель. Наразі ми приділили увагу та проробили до високої якості найцікавіші точки локації, а саме будівлі, мостові та дерев'яні укріплення. Особливо цікавими з точки зору археології є фіксація зрізів землі. Чорні смуги означають, що в цей час тут жили люди. Білі та сірі – якесь природне явище та запустіння, наприклад, повінь. Ось тут вулиця закінчувалася великим дерев'яним укріпленням, щоб її не підмивав Дніпро. Взагалі стіна розкопу закінчується автомобільним тунелем з Поштовою площею, і далі дослідження буде продовжитися вниз. Як бачите, 3D-сканування дозволяє отримати якісну модель з реалістичною текстурою. Такі 3D-моделі можна друкувати і надсилати іншим дослідникам, можна використовувати для створення історичної гри, наприклад, з пошуку артефактів на справжній локації, або слайдери розкопів різних століть. Це лише один з прикладів технологій, що роблять музеї цікавими, незвичними та чудовими. Ми бажаємо, щоб в українських музеях використовували віртуальну та доповнену реальність, комп'ютерний зір та 3D-мапінг, 3D-сканування та друк, робототехніку та багато інших повсякденних технологій нашого часу. Історія не віртуальна, її треба вивчати та зберігати, розповідати про неї людям. І ми сподіваємося, проєкт підземного музею археології під Поштовою площею досягне в цьому значних успіхів.
Okay, so maybe you know this project. They found like under the McDonald's, like on Почтова Square, the 11th century kind of archaeology. So we went just right there with cameras and flash bulbs, and like something like thousands of photos and made reconstruction. And so in this video you saw like a decimated version because we needed to put it in an Android device just to make a presentation. And it's very crucial to understand that if you're making something for Gear VR or something for Android, iPhone, like virtual reality, so you have to maintain something like 100K polygons, So and if you have like a 3D scan data, it's nearly, billions of triangles. So we need to decimate it, and we found like a most beautiful part which was constructed well and had nice vivid texture, and we just made it kind of cool, this part, It's model. And everything we just made like, decimated and stuff. So how can be using archaeology? So I believe that there, such very, very narrow specialists like geomorphologists, so they kind of fight on one country or whatever. And maybe some guy can be in Japan or in the USA and he can physically go there on site. So we can make this for HTC Vive and kind of send him, to just have these textures. We can make like 16 to 32K and give him a really, really cool data, to just understand. But this white stripe, this kind of people, made it, and the black is kind of, and he can just, understand what's going on there. So, or you can even just see that the artifact was found here in the day and kind of make like this projection into HTC Vive environment, like this one. So you can, the Sanfora or some cut was found here, okay? So in archaeology, it's really cool model. We even 3D printed it on, the colored 3D printer. So, and this is one of early our works with Chernobyl 360 project. We scanned the Chernobyl control room, and this is low poly, this is kind of high poly. So it is 3D scanning too, like made from photogrammetry, and you can even go there and on the cardboard and just check this kind of stuff. And this is a new one. We tried to make a photogram from drones, like flying over and making the whole kind of site, model. And you guys have like a lot of, plans for it, to make a 3D film in a virtual reality about like the station and stuff. So it's a very interesting project. It's raw photogrammetry, okay? But the drone can itself kind of capture a lot of data. Now about Pixelated Realities, so I'll introduce what we're basically doing. It's always scanning things and stuff, So this was like 14th year. So the first prototype in Oculus 52. So that was the photo you understood, and this is from Unity. We made Unity, not Unreal. So the model is kind of reconstructed, and you can check all the details. And there was a teleport, so you can go there, and go to different city or different place. So we tried to build like a small part of metaverse to put the cultural heritage in, so we can check out like virtual tourism. But in the 12th year or 14th year, it was like kind of weird, and now there are a lot of projects who try to make some virtual tourism kind of available. So we basically one of these projects in this process right now. This is just scans from Lviv, wooden architecture. It's not like a finished work, it's just like work in progress. We was there and we had the camera and like running like hell and just making photogrammetry. And we and done this project architecture. So Okay, so I'll show you something interesting. So I have a big presentation, so I'm gonna waste the time for I think this stuff. Okay. I mean that all our work can kind of it's not real. This is a real restoration. So what we basically want to do to make a digital base of the models, which will not be produced this way. They will be produced digital way, so we can preserve the work of sculpture artists who made this, beautiful art, but not like these modern guys who restored it. Okay, so we making digital models which can be 3D printed, like or CNC miled and made like and put it on real restoration purposes. And okay, I just tried to blah blah blah. It's I told it already. So and it will be kind of the digital passport of building like a BIM model with every single element kind of classified, and in the database you can take it, you can kind of check it out and use it in restoration purposes. And then, so this is the scan, and this is the CAD model ready to be 3D printed. It will help like to communicate with architects or restorators or whatever, whoever working on the same project. Like, and learning students. This is Duke de Richelieu from Odessa. So this is a high poly model. This is high poly model detection. Really nice model. So we shoot like something for him in the base, like 1,000 photos and something. It's a topology. It's 3D printed on MakerBot. It's a bad 3D print, but this kind of shows the possibilities, makes everything. So the details of photogrammetry, even these crowds have like, like the hair, in the mesh. I mean, like, so it's something like 50 million polygons, So such precision we can, and this is real. We got, in Odessa, such parts of building just fall down because it was old and badly restored. So we scanned it, and now this is a model actually from reality capture which we use. So you can see any crack, so it's very, very precise. Okay, so really, I just want. So we can explore this all cracks and or what kind of made happen to be, like to make this stuff fall down. But the most point of this all that we have this 3D model and we will produce all these decorations, and then the guys will kind of recreate the part which the building lost, from these 3D models, like you can see mild and production. This is our passage. It's Odessa too, so I just got because I have small time to say. Okay, there will be on the buildings, so I want to use a showcase of augmented reality with these 3D scans. It's very simple for everybody. So this is the Dacia Doxa. It was destroyed like last year because they need to build like a huge bloody living block, It was a cultural heritage monument, and we just made like 3,000 photos, and then eventually it was destroyed.
Чатбокса в дополненной реальности. Первый тест.
So we made the app and the went to the building site and put it like the marker on one of the blocks which left there, and made this augmented reality video, from the Android device. It's disseminated. It's not like real building, but we have a lot of data, and it can be, I say, like preserved digitally, and if we need, we can build it a new one. But basically, we get the image of it, and it can still be living in the metaverse of the future, yes, like an internet with augmented and virtual reality forever, because internet will be like until sun will shine. So it's our point and our goal. So thank you.
I do. How much time did it take for you to, to make this project with the Почтова площадь thing? I mean, to make it work and to make it look like this.
You mean like virtual reality app, or you mean like to scan it?
I mean, the whole process.
The whole process, so basically we get there and get two people with cameras and flash bulbs. We got like 2,000 photos per day, and we worked a couple of days. And because the data is not very cool, it's like you go outside and make like good photos. If you're working in a cave, so there's some a percentage of photos just like falling off. You can use it because it's something like too many light or too dark photos, and the photos have to be kind of perfect. It take like a week total to shoot it and reconstruct the model. The high poly, it was like billion or billion, 2 millions triangles, and then we decimated with default decimator in reality capture to something like suitable. We get the part and made it like something like 40 million triangles, and then in ZBrush and high poly, I just kind of fixed it, and then we reprojected the texture and make the topology with instant meshes. If someone knows this, it's cool stuff, and then you can fix it again a little bit, and something like 2 weeks, I believe.
Not that much.
Not
Okay,
that much.
okay.
It's not a year.
And I have another question. You were talking about this virtual tourism. Who do you believe would be your target audience? The reason I'm asking is that because you know about our project with Pixelated, which is the innovative project, and you know some of the details. So I'm curious to know more about innovations, about new projects, so that maybe we can cooperate in this field. So who's the target audience?
Target audience is, like anybody.
Is it more scientific, historical, or is it more innovative?
No, the most part I didn't talk about. We're building like right now a methodology, okay? And we're building an app which will empower people to crowdsource photos because we need a lot of photos, and there is like algorithms which kind of help you to get from tourists, like a lot, and there's kind of stuff, but we want to make something like to give people an opportunity with even the mobile phone or with the DSLR camera, to scan for restoration. Okay, so your question was like, who are people who
are
go
these
there?
people? I mean, the target
I think
audience.
everybody who is using VR and AR, because if you have the point cloud of building, so you can slam it or you can track it with even image, and you can implement a lot of different stuff about it, around this point cloud. So I mean, like from the Skype robot, was kind of, or whatever robot, you have to see something, and the most perfect way to do it is to use SLAM algorithms because they're more stable than others. But the Tango and stuff, and they have like the real sense there, robots, and it's kind of very developing, like fast growing industry. But I believe the SLAM is the future, okay? So, and you have to have point clouds. So we basically make this happen, and we kind of want to preserve this in the mesh to help the industry of restoration and to help, like, everything about the point clouds too, because it's the same process.
And it can be interactive in both
yes,
ways.
It can be in HTC Vive or in Oculus Rift, or if you work more, it can be on Android. Okay, so it's more hard to make on Android because you have very little processing power, so it's very hard to make.
Thank you.
I got a question about the point cloud generation. Is it your algorithm, or are you using some?
No, I'm not so smart. Okay, so we're using algorithms from reality capture. It's new startup-ish company. They make like a full SFM photogrammetric.
Is it proprietary software, or is it?
Yes, they sell in licenses, and we buy them. So they have like a cool policy, you can see, and even they have like a demo version. You can use it forever, but you can kind of export the results. And the real license, like Chroma, it's called, it's very cheap, I can say. It's something like $30 per month.
Okay, and what about the topology? I mean, is there some regulation for your, is this the working technology? I mean, what is the density of the mesh for object that contains the big planar surfaces and also more horizontal topology, for example, sculptures or something?
Yes, it's the most kind of bad question, you know, about topology itself. Because you have some surfaces, like plain big surfaces, and they can be very dense. And you don't need those polys on these thin surfaces. But to remove them, this is a human labor, you know, and you want to make something like click, and I have everything cool, you know. So some tools can help to kind of make it, but kind of, because any tool of the automated tool for making the topology is not perfect, okay? So as I mentioned, if you're interested in topology, do you know instant meshes, like algorithms? It's from Adobe and a couple of companies and institutions. They made like a free of charge cool algorithm. They use like free, like you click three times on the button and you have like a cool topology with sharp edges. This is cool for architecture.
Well, actually, ZBrush also have...
ZBrush have a ZMesher, and the 3D Code have like its own topology algorithms. But in scanning, you know, like in the processing of scans, like for instance, like a face, the head or the body, like this moisture guy, you know. So it's not very simple to. Okay, so there are no such way to make topology very easy. Okay, so if you're interested in topic, I recommend to check out the instant meshes. It's called. So it's a very simple name you can remember. Thank you again. So we have the time.
So now I want to present Alexander Mykhailo and the founders of Team 301. They will talk about chatbots for fast-moving consumer goods market. So,
So, first of all, I would like to introduce ourselves a little bit more. So, we are representatives of Team 301. As a team, we deal with business processes, building business processes. We have substantial background in financial services, banking industry, and building big production systems. For instance, some of our previous experiences deals with building a system that was used in the Ukrainian National Police to provide the re-evaluation process. That I think most of you have seen it on TV, seen the information, the data that was produced. All this information, this data was built up and was collected in the system that we developed, in the system that we developed, supported, and actually run. So what are we presenting right now? In this presentation, I'd like to concentrate on one of the cases, of what we do, the chatbots for business. Chatbots for business, especially making an accent on how to monetize chatbots in business. So basically, what we do is we try to implement these solutions and actually monetize them, actually make some examples and prototypes that actually work and that make money for the people that implement them. These are some of our partners in Ukraine. Partners that actually have launched this project with us. These are, for instance, Mykhailo Bevz that used to launch food delivery management system with. Those are banks, credit products, financial institutions that we have launched some service models, service bots, and customer support bots with. also resync with the delay. So basically, our main points of interest are food delivery, financial services, and what I'm going to show you today is using chatbots as an aid in FMCG, in moving FMCG goods. So FMCG is quite a peculiar industry because it's quite a big industry, and I think that every one of us uses some of the goods that fall in this category. But still, the company does not know anything about the people that use these goods. So no customer information actually is available to FMCG. Second of all, FMCG companies put a lot of effort, a lot of money into advertising, but still their advertising is quite plain and it's not interactive. So basically, if I see an advertisement on the TV, I have no way of interacting, I have no way in acting on this impulse. So I see an advertisement, I think, oh, I should buy this stuff, but I have no way of buying this stuff. And then when the advertisement ends and I see all the programs and all this stuff I was going to watch before that, I already forgotten about this advertisement, and so it goes to waste. So basically what we are proposing is a system that would make this advertisement interactive, that will make, that would connect the person to the company, in this case FMCG. So to present to you but an easy buying tool, solution that is an easy buying tool for a customer, solution that could connect the advertisement to a specific customer, that could implement direct communication with the customers. So not just to all the people, but to each one of them, knowing their names, knowing their addresses, knowing their phones and so on, knowing all the information about it. And as a matter of fact, in this way we can sell more by using cross-sell methodology and so on. So here's how it works. This is actually, you can see here, this is actually a working QR code. You can all try to use it. This prototype is implemented in Telegram Messenger, so if you like, you can scan this QR code and you will be directed to the actual working prototype that could be used to sort of order something. So this example is based on ordering food for animals. This is the thing that all of us do, and this is the thing that is done mostly, as statistics shows, on the internet. It is done in, it is one of the purchases that is done periodically, but over a big period of time. So by the time that we've bought our, for instance, food, and we've used it up, the person has already forgotten where has he got this food. So he has to be reminded where and how to get it. So this is the first purchase. So the person sees an advertisement on the TV. In this advertisement, he sees a QR code, for instance. This QR code can be scanned, and the person could be transferred into his personal assistant, so to say. The person would be transferred into Telegram bot. In this case, so it could be Facebook, it could be Viber, it could be anything at all. It's transferred into this bot, and then offered to buy this product. Enter all the financial details, and actually not only buy it, but also connect with the company. So basically the company now knows some information about this person and can implement some cross-sell techniques. For instance, in a month or so, remind the person that, well, perhaps you need another shipment, so go on. So this is the first stage, the first purchase. Then we come to a repeat purchase. For instance, when a person already used up this animal food, he comes up with a problem. How can I buy more? Where do I buy more? The person sees a QR code that is placed on the package of this food, just scans it and gets back into the messenger, gets back into this virtual assistant, and can order some more. All this logic that you can see is based on. It's a cloud-based model. So basically, the bot here is just a front end, and all the back logic, all the cross-sell is done in a cloud using Corezoid processor engine. Maybe some of you heard about it. Yes. So this is just how it looks. But if you like, you can use the QR code to actually enter and try this. Yourself. Yes, so here are some ways in which we can see it would be promoted, in which it could be marketed to all the interested people. So it's advertising, it's using advertising on the internet, it's using advertising in the internet, could be using banners, it's using advertising on the TV and social networks and so on and so on and so on. The second main way of marketing this is a word of mouth. Why word of mouth? Because Messengers is a platform that already is used to a thing called sharing. So if you're using Messengers, you always share something with your friends. Using this conjunction of Messengers and sharing, you can use a word of mouth advertising, free and very effective to promote your goods. In this case, for instance, FMCG goods, it would be anything else. Here you can see a little estimation of how we see, based on the figures that are publicly available, what kind of monetization can this project reach. We calculated that approximate level of retention, of customer retention, that would be reached by implementing such a scheme could reach 6.5%, which, for instance, based on the data figures from one of the average production lines in Ukraine, mass corporation Ukraine, can be transported into about $4.5 million a year. But it's one of the ones. And also you can see here that Ukraine, in the global market of FMCG goods, and by FMCG goods I mean exactly animal food, is slightly below 1%. So basically the whole market that could be implemented is much, much bigger. So the benefits could be much, much bigger. Here you can see the basic plan, how this project will be implemented. One of the things about bots is ease and speed. They can be implemented at speed with which they can be launched. For instance, most of the projects that I've shown you in the first slides, with the banks and with Portmoney, with delivering food took about 3 to 5 weeks to actually implement from start to an actual production tested and model that is in production. So basically, here you can see that the production span of this whole idea is about 3 to 4 months. Well, thank you for attention. I'm glad to hear some questions.
Why did you use Chorozoid?
Because Chorozoid is quite useful in creating online business processes. And as we have some business background and financial background, we see bots not as an application, we see it as a business process. So it's a business process, it's an online business process. So by online, I mean that when a customer actually interacts with the bot, the customer thinks that he will get a reply in seconds. Not in minutes, not in hours, but in seconds. So the customer has to get an online response. That's why we use Chorozoid, because from all the business process engines that are available on the market today, it's the only one true online business process engine, the only one online, and the only one that could be efficiently used in such a manner to create, for instance, so basically Chorozoid could be used for a huge amount of tasks. For instance, I think most of you know that PrivatBank, that is the biggest for now bank in Ukraine, all of its processes, all of its processing is based on Chorozoid. So basically Chorozoid is very, very scalable. It could be scaled from up from this, for instance, bot to such a big organization, such a big entity as PrivatBank that processes millions of payments, millions of transactions.
Yes, so, thank you. I want to present to you our special guest is Lior Romanowsky, CEO at Spartans from Tel Aviv, Israel, and also he's a co-organizer of this event. And he will present topic about powerful bots monetization, tactics or how to make money with your chatbot. So, please.
Cool. Guys, so before we begin, I'm sorry, like it's hot and I'm hungry. So first of all, we got pizzas here, and I think it's like, let's begin from it. Okay, so grab a pizza, grab something to drink, and let's start in like 3 minutes.
Вроде как, да. Приходится.
Pixelated Realities.